Hey there guys, Portal Master 9351 here, and in this video, I want to explain to you guys why I think Thrillipede or Bone Bash Roller Brawl will be the next Wham-Shell. So, for those of you who are not familiar with, Skylanders, the history of it, Wham-Shell was from SSA, and he was one of the hardest characters to find. He was the last character released, and vastly understocked, and I've only seen him once in the wild in my life, and it was pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And the same thing sort of happened with Ninjini, but to a lesser extent. Ninjini was rare for quite a while Giants was out. Even after she was released, she was rare for the first, 2 months. And then finally, she started popping up, and to be honest now, she's everywhere in stores, everywhere I go. So, these are the two most notorious, but there are a few other regionally not available characters, such as Doomstone and Blackout and Spotlight. I don't actually have a Blackout. I've not seen a Blackout, and I'm not willing to pay an outlandish price. There have actually been a few characters who have not even been released in America. We have, Firebone Hot Dog, for sure. He was never released in America. This is just the Frito-Lay version. And we have all sorts of other Skylander issues, like the Series 2 Slam Bam, Series 2 Bash as well. They were released in America, and then in Wave 2 of Giants, and were pretty much, after that, never to be seen again. The only reason I have a Slam Bam is because I lucked out when he wasn't restocked online. So, there's that. Still don't have a Bash, so... And then, of course, you also have the Yawn Traps that weren't released in America. But that's it for the history. Why do I think that these guys will be the next Wham-Shell? Well, it's pretty simple. They appear to be, quote-unquote, the coolest characters. It always seems to be the fan favorites that are the hard ones to find. Basically, from Dark Spyro, I've seen a lot of response saying that they think that those two are pretty much the coolest characters, and it's a shame they're not coming out in Wave 1 or 2. And that, to me, bodes not very well, because that makes me think that they're going to be very rare. Wham-Shell, I actually wasn't around during SSA, but I hear he is pretty well regarded in terms of characters, so yeah, it was a shame when he didn't get released. Ninjini, I know for most people was their favorite Giant when she was revealed. I was around for the Giants reveal, so yes, I know she's one of the fan favorites as far as Giants is concerned. Firebone Hot Dog was a little bit more random. That was just weird. He never came out in America. I honestly don't think that we won't see these characters released in America. I think we will see them released. I think they're just going to be hard to find, and they're really not going to show up very well. I'm really hoping that we don't get another situation like with Series 2 Bash, where we wind up with a character who is or Boomer, very common when he's, the early waves, and then as it gets on through the game, incredibly rare. That's why I'm buying everything I see, pretty much. You look, and I would say the most likely candidate for, being common in the beginning and then sort of tapering off is probably Fiesta. Maybe Fiesta. I'll talk about why not in a minute. It could also be the new Terrafin. Let me think. I know there was one other character that is at risk. Who was it? It was Diveclops. And a few of the other characters like that. They're going to be very common in the first waves, and so they might become harder to find in the later waves as they don't get Sorry guys, really know how I always talk about getting the camera, remembering to delete stuff. Yeah, I don't ever remember to delete stuff. That's a problem that I have to work on. But anyways, the reason I say Fiesta is at most risk is because if we look at the layout of how Wave 1 will be shipped out, there's only going to be 2 Fiestas for every 6 of, Stormblade or some of the other characters. He's not going to be as common, so it's basically a 1-to-3 ratio. So if you see Fiesta day 1, I would recommend buying him. I would honestly recommend buying all the characters if you're a completionist now, just so that you can have them for sure. But, Fiesta, definitely one of the most, concerned ones, one of the most I can't get my wording out. I would be very concerned with getting him, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, though, thanks for listening to me talk about who I think will be the next Wham-Shell / Ningini, and hopefully not a Series 2 bash. This has been Portal Master 9351. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Portal Master 9351. Although I just said that, I'm sorry. This is my signature sign-off routine. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, everybody. Goodbye!